go, so the new update is now out for some platforms. I'm still waiting on PC, but I've got it on Android. Most iOS users have it, and we have this new opening screen. So the new Emerald Wars clan event is going to be coming, I believe, on July 15th, and it says that we get to strategize with our dragons or something. We of course have the new island, which we've looked at a couple of times now, where we can unlock it using the new dungeon currency, so I'm going to be interested in that. Then we have all of these new dragons that we can also earn through the dungeon, either being permanently available or they're only available once every few weeks, because they are time limited as dungeon rewards, which is going to be really, really cool, especially if the endless dungeon works in the way I think it will. But this is what happens when we go to the dungeon. It just says, it's under construction, come back later. So we can't really do anything with the dungeon itself yet. But if we go into the dungeon shop, we can see these new dragons and the Kitsune and Monk dragons in here as well. We've got new decorations, and a couple of these are pretty cool because they're also moving decorations. Like, look at Machine Tower. I like it. I like the ones that actively move around and do stuff because it makes the island look kind of lively. But anyway, start off with, we've got the rare Jadeite dragon, which is a metal and plant dragon. Obviously with him being rare, he's not too fantastic, but he's kind of creepy. I don't know what it is about him. And then Kitsune and Monk are there. Then we've got the budding dragon, which is an epic with energy, shadow, and plant, which is actually quite a good epic, I have to say, for a free dungeon dragon, or a 6,000 costing dungeon dragon. And then a Lightwing dragon, which is an epic with light, void, and metal, and we saw this one advertised before. And there is a legendary dungeon dragon called the Snow Ghost dragon, which apparently is a legendary legendary metal and water dragon. But I am not 100% sure if that has been officially confirmed yet. And if you go to the bottom left of the main island, this is where the new dungeon island complex is. And surprisingly enough, this is so much cheaper to actually buy the dungeon plateau itself, 100 dungeon tokens, than the dragons themselves. So I imagine that buying the individual plot areas is going to cost extra dungeon currency, because otherwise this island is the cheapest thing by far that you can buy out of all of the dungeon stuff, which sounds kind of random. But you have to buy the plateau first, then you can buy the other green grotto section. So you do have to do it sort of in an order like the other islands, so they're all classed as their own little sections, which is pretty cool. Unfortunately, I have heard that a few people have been getting clan quests asking people to do impossible clan quests involving the new bottomless dungeon, which means that if you do get a couple of those quests, you're just going to have to re-roll them for now and try and get a different quest instead, which is kind of sucky, but hopefully they fix that within a couple of days so that we can still do our clan quests pretty easily. And in the collections, you'll see those new dragons that we just took a look at that sit permanently in the dungeon shop. And you get 20 gems for finishing off that collection. But then there are 4 more in the Dungeon Crawlers collection, with 3 dragons that we've seen before and 1 that is brand new. And that is the Royal Dragon, and this guy is pretty spiffing. An epic with earth, energy, and shadow. Maybe not the highest attack in the game because of that earth element, but I love his design. And so I have been looking through the collections pages to see if anything's changed, to see if we've got any new dragons and such. Doesn't really look like it from what we can see so far. You never know when the dungeon update itself, or the actual dungeon itself, gets released. Maybe they'll unlock even more stuff, but it's right at the bottom. And so here is Warden. If you remember these 3 dragons, they were made available to people, a very select group of people, a long time ago. So we've never actually seen them in-game for most people. A couple of people do have access to them, but now they have been made available to everyone. So then, third one here is Mr. Doomsday, which is a cool looking dragon, also kind of, I know, kind of creepy. He reminds me of a Dragon City dragon, if you get that vibe that I'm going for here. And we've got all the other collections as per usual. And then the final one is another legendary dragon, which is the Darkfire dragon. So they're actually giving us a couple of legendaries in this new update through dungeon stuff. So how difficult is this endless dungeon dragon collecting actually gonna be? I don't know, but you know, I'll take legendaries that we don't have to pay for any day of the week, my dude. So those are the new dragons in general. If we check the divine section in the codex, this is what it shows me, because I barely log in onto my Android account to check what divines there are. I'm not sure if there are any extras shown here or not. I don't remember what the previous number of divine dragons was, and the DML wiki's been down all day, and these are all of the legendaries that are displayed here. Obviously we've got a couple of the dungeon dragons here, but apart from that, it doesn't look like they've added the new Zodiac collection dragon yet. I think it's Virgo, which is the next one. Doesn't look like that one's actually been added in game yet. So for the most part, that is pretty much everything that's been added in this new update. There are a couple of UI updates that have happened that they haven't really noted yet in the update notes, but they are here. Apparently it's something like the health bars changed slightly in colour or something. But if we do check the in-game newsfeed, we'll go through everything very quickly that we should have expected. So the new island complex, which is that dungeon plateau, which we've talked about quite a few times. Obviously you've got to clear it. The bottomless dungeon, which is not coming out until I believe it's the 8th, but it's going to be discontinued with all of those old dungeon tokens. So those are the permanently purchasable dragons there. Jadeite, Kitsune, Monk, Budding, Lightwing, and the Snow Ghost dragon, which we've seen. And then yada yada yada, lots of talk, lots of talk. Of course we've got the player level increase now for people that are going to be going over to level 160 soon, and the Emerald Wars thing, and VIP dragons can only ever be bred once now, which for anyone that has like 2 billion Tiki dragons, they're actually going to have quite a cool set of islands now, because you won't be able to do that anymore. However, it does mean that for people that are trying to breed other dragons, they don't have the VIP dragons getting in the way. So it's not actually going to be a detriment having VIP active in certain breeds anymore, which is pretty cool. So I'm just going to go into a quick fight, see if anything else has really changed. I don't really notice anything so far, but I'm keeping my eyes peeled. I don't think anything's really changed with regular battling so far. I believe it might be enchantment battles that are very slightly different, not majorly different. I don't know, I can't really tell. Someone told me that something has changed here. Is it the health bars? I don't know, is any of this any different? I don't know, but there's lots of mini things that they put into these updates, but they don't really talk about in the patch notes. So if you do notice anything, feel free to let me know. If you're someone that's still waiting on the update to come out, I feel ya. My main account still does not have the update yet, so we have just got to wait and hope that that comes out soon. But if anything, you can take solace in the fact that the new update dungeon stuff is not actually coming out until next Monday, so you have a full week to try and get hold of the update data. And a couple of bugs have been happening with dragons having really destroyed faces or something. So any of the bugs that people find, they're going to have a week to fix them. So I guess stay confident that hopefully they fix everything before then, so that when the dungeon comes out or the new Infinite Brawl comes out, we will be free to enjoy it in peace, essentially. But in the meantime, clan events are going to be a little bit annoying, unless they've already fixed it by the time I'm talking about this, but for me to even get the update on my Android account, it took quite a few hours. So it is rolling out still. If you don't have it yet, it is on the way. They are trying their best to roll it out to everyone. And I just want to take the moment to make sure that you remember that if you want to get fast level ups, then you can easily go ahead and sell your gold vault, and you'll get tons and tons and tons of XP when you sell it and buy it back. So for anyone that's looking to power level from level 142 or at level 150 to level 160, you can do that with a gold vault. But regardless, for now, I'm going to call it. So thank you very much for joining me. Best of luck. I hope you get the update very soon and can take a look at it yourself. But until next time, I will see you then.